morning. My name is John Delaney with the BuyToolsForHome.com website. Today I'd like to take a few minutes and go over some of the things that I use on one of my hobbies. One of my favorite pastimes is actually using a metal detector to try and locate lost coins or other metal objects. The two primary things that I use when I'm looking for coins is the ACE 250 metal detector. This weighs 2.7 pounds. It's adjustable so that you can change the length to suit your height. It has an armrest, so if you're doing this for a long time, it takes some of the strain off of your back and your shoulders. It's got the capacity to differentiate between coins and other items. It also has a special feature, a sensitivity button, which you can use to really pinpoint exactly where the object that is giving you back the signals is coming from. This is really a great metal detector. It's the other nice thing about it is it's not overly expensive. These run about $250, but usually on Amazon or other sites you can find them for a little bit less. The other primary thing I use, and this is something, if you have a metal detector, everyone needs to get one of these. It's the Garrett Pro Pointer. As you can tell, it's about the size of a mini flashlight, about 1.5 inches, I would say, in diameter. It's got a tapered shape to it and weighs just 7 ounces. The way it operates is basically there's a button you just push and then you point it at the object. When you're down in the hole trying to locate something, sometimes you spend an awful lot of time trying to find out where that coin or other metal object is. With this thing, it takes an awful lot of the guesswork out of it. For example, when you stick this down in the hole and you get close to the coin, two things happen. One, the Garrett Pro Pointer begins to vibrate, and then the second thing is, as you can tell, gives off a beeping noise. So it's very easy at that point to actually dig down the rest of the, say, 2 or 3 inches and extract the coin. One thing though is, once you found that one coin, be sure and go over the hole again, because sometimes there's more than just one coin there. A couple other things that I use. One of this is when I'm in soft sandy soil, I can actually use a garden trowel to go through and spread out the dirt. However, what I normally use, because in this part of the country where I live, a lot of it is clay, I actually use an old butcher knife, because you can actually go through and carve off the sides of the hole trying to locate the lost coin. Now, if you're actually going to go in and just kind of dig and as you locate stuff, you really just need a single marker, and I usually just use my butcher knife for that. When my metal detector has actually located something, I will mark that spot by just sticking the butcher knife in, putting the metal detector aside, and then actually digging it out. But sometimes it makes more sense to actually go through a whole area, especially if it's one that you're not familiar with, and actually go over it with your metal detector, and each time you find something, put down a marker. Then when you get through, come back and use your metal detector, your shovel, and everything like that, actually try and extract whatever you were catching in your metal detector. Some of the things that I use are, if it's a small area, I'll just use regular nails with a planer because they're easy to see. If it's a bigger area, I'll use things like this, metal spikes, wooden dowel pins, larger pieces of metal. The soil kind of determines what I'll use, because sometimes the soil down here is so hard, it's really hard to get anything in the ground. And so sometimes in those cases I'll actually use these little metal wires with flags on them, which are very good as far as spotting them. One other thing that I use that probably very few people do is an old towel. Now you're probably thinking, now you can only use this as a sweat towel to wipe off my hands or forehead if it's hot out, and I do that. Or you might think that I actually use this in those cases when it's real wet out and I'm getting down on my knees to check out the hole. I'll fold it over and use it. I certainly do that too. But the primary reason I have this towel is I actually spread it out next to the hole that I've dug, and then lift with my shovel that big clod of dirt out and actually put it on the towel, and then search through the clod of dirt with my butcher knife on the towel. I find out that really speeds the process of locating the coil, and then the cleanup is so much easier. Basically what I can do is I can just lift up the towel, put it back over the hole and shake the dirt out, and just tap on it with my foot or my hand, and then I'm ready to move on to the next side. I hope this information has been helpful to you. If you need more information on either the Garrett ACE 250 or the Garrett Pro Pointer, which are really great tools, please visit our website at www.buytoolsforhome.com.